What's up, guys? He's done 12,000 in sales in used books the last 90 days. I'm joined with Thorsten. He's out of Wisconsin. Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast.
Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast. Hear the stories of Amazon sellers crushing it in the game and keep up with the latest strategies that are working. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you truly try and work really hard, you will make a ridiculous amount of money selling on Amazon.
What's up, brother?
Hi.
All right, so we're just talking a little bit behind the scenes. Can you tell the people about your business and what's allowed you to get to 12,000 in sales in 90 days?
Oh, first of all, biggest part of the business is my wife and me. We're doing it together. The whole family is in it.
She just walked over for the intro, it looked like.
Yeah. She was just behind me. She just woke up. She works second shift. She's a hardworking welder at Cummins, and she works second shift 58 hours a week and still puts a couple hours of books every weekend in to help me source books and finding books and even donating books and stuff like that. So our biggest thing is we're in a little community. We are very involved in the community. So a lot of our books are private library donations that we get. So we don't do the scanning thing like you guys do, where you go through thrift stores and stuff and scan and stuff.
I just think that's the best way to get started, but I think what you're doing is better, because if you go upstream, you get books that not everyone has looked at. But it's just the easiest way for me to teach is like, hey, go to the thrift store and start scanning. But I think what you're doing is like the right thing.
In the local areas, I think it's if you're involved in the community, I can go to 4 or 5 thrift stores, but I pay 25 cents, sometimes 50 cents a book. But I offer a service that when people die, etc., I come to their home and just help them clean out, take all their books. I don't care what it is. I don't care how heavy they are and stuff like that. And hey, I've carried books. We carried about 5,000 books in the last 90 days, and only a small percentage is really what can go on Amazon. But I did a lot of beginning mistakes too. I think I could have made way more money and way more stuff too when I listened a little bit more to other people's input. But I did what I did, and I think I did pretty good. I mean. We're pretty proud of what we accomplished. I got about 2,000 books right now here as FBM, and I have about 2,000 books in Amazon right now.
Okay.
As FBA.
Before we dive into the difference between FBA and FBM, can you kind of walk us through a little bit more about how you landed that library connection and what exactly that relationship looks like?
Well, I inherited a home that had almost 4,000 books. Okay. And the people said, do what you want with them, throw them away. And I said, holy fuck, what do I do with that? I can't throw books away. And it was like all big stuff. And I just, out of interest, I checked Amazon and I seen that we had some Britannica encyclopedias and they were like $500, $600, $700. I said, what? And then we found a Bible that was like supposed to be $1,300, and I said, oh, okay, there's some money there. And that's how I got into it, and that's how I researched. And then I got to your videos, I got to Reezy Rezel's videos. Great guy. And then my absolute influence to say I finally go for it was then Raken and the Golden State Picker. So I like his way of doing it, and I want to go this whole flea market thing at some point too, and just go and go that route. But it's just I put an ad out and I said, hey people, I'm here, I'm doing this. I want to provide some food for my family on the table, just on community Facebook pages, and boom, my phone was ringing constantly.
Nice.
Constantly.
And so you did that in the community Facebook pages. You said you landed a library deal or no?
No, I actually got a lot of doctors deals for some reason. I had a lot of old doctors' offices and stuff that just called me and said, hey, we have an office to empty. You want to come and get them books? And I ended up with, I think, 1,000 medical books, really study books from the 60s, 70s. I have about 700 medical journals that I still don't know how to figure out how to put online yet. But I've seen that some of them sell pretty good on Amazon. And some of that stuff is brand spanking new in plastic.
What kind of stuff did you post in the group? Did you just post like, "Hey, I'll pick up your books. I have a book
Yep,
business."
pretty much. I'm offering the service, and I get rid of your dusty books for you, and you don't have to carry them. I bring the manpower. I have a son that's 29 that is willing to work, and so yeah, let's do this. And people were like, really, like, oh, somebody's taking books. What you doing with them? But I also do a lot of donation stuff with it. So whatever I can't sell on Amazon, or on other platforms, I then put in boxes and donate to children's project. We do.
Nice.
If you guys have that in your area, but we have everywhere here these little tiny free libraries where kids can go and
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
This is here a big thing. I mean, they're on every block here. And right now I have a map around 25, 30 miles around me where I constantly stock them. So once a month or twice a month, I drive through them and just look if there's books needed, take a couple out, put the new ones in.
Yeah.
And like for Christmas now, we had this holiday project here. That's what helps people in need. So I went there and I found a lady that donated a whole bunch of really cool scholastic books and stuff, and they were almost brand spanking new. And I said, I got these. Is this something you guys are interested in? And they said, oh yeah. And so I donated like 2 banana boxes full of these brand spanking new looking scholastic books, and they were happy as hell, and that's the part that I really enjoy the most. Yeah, the money is cool too, but this part of the community and being there and being able to help people.
You're doing it right, man. And I'm sure like the connections have come back to you where they.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude. I had a friend who was an idiot down in. So we used to do these book selling meetups. We might start doing them again. I actually want to do one next year. But Caleb Roth, the book flipper, used to do these big book selling meetups. He did one in Atlanta, Georgia. And there was this young, strong Asian kid, forget his name, but just imagine like a young, strong Asian, like pulling books out of a library of what is it called? The mailbox library things, friends of the what are they called? The neighborhood free libraries.
Free libraries, yep.
He's got his Camry and he's just loading all the books. He's not even scanning them. He's just taking all of them and putting them in his car. Somebody sees him doing this. And they're like, oh, this asshole's just stealing the books to resell, which he kind of was. And so they just take a picture of him and they post it on Facebook in one of those community groups, and it goes viral. It gets like 100 dislikes, and like everyone's commenting, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this. And like, I don't know how I saw it. It might have been a public group or something, but the post went so viral that it came up on my feed as like, and like we were just Facebook friends. I just saw him and I'm just like, dude, like you could have been a lot better about it. Like literally all you need to do is bring a box of books, put them in the library, and then scan a few and take the ones you want out. But he didn't do it. It just looked so bad because he had his Camry open, just filled with books, and this lady came by and took a picture. Like,
see, I don't do the scanning thing at all. I just for some reason I have an eye. My wife is amazing with that.
Really?
They have a library at work at Cummins in the cafeteria, and they say, hey, you can bring some, you can take some. So she walks in there and she looks through a couple books and she took like 4 or 5 of them. She took number 1, number 4, and number 17 in the Amazon seller that day home. And pristine connection. So I put them on and I told her, here, take another box. Take another box, bring a couple more. And she just has that eye for it. She finds always the ones that are really worth quite a lot of money. And it's I don't know. I don't even have, I mean, I have my big scanner hooked up USB, but I don't even have a hand scanner yet.
Really?
Yep. No Scout IQ. I use Keeper every once in a while if I want to figure something out. I got the extension on my Chrome browser, but that's pretty much all I do.
Yeah, you need Keeper for that.
I have a lot. You see, I have a lot of books around me, but I find a lot of these older stuff, and where you gotta you can't scan anything, but. It's crazy. I sold so much stuff that I never thought would sell. Even these.
Are you doing much eBay or no?
No, not yet. I got stuff reserved. I want to go. I was thinking about Etsy, but their fees are so freaking crazy. And I in the beginning time, I can be honest to you, the first 2 months on Amazon when I went purely FBA were horrible financially because the fees were crazy. Just sending everything in, I was crazy too. I got to tell you, I sent 200 boxes in
Yeah.
of
Holy
books
boxes.
boxes. Yeah.
How many books is that?
About
4,000?
1,400.
1,400?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, those must have been pretty big books then.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd send a couple paperbacks in too, but I had big physics books too. Then them big heavy ones. It's crazy. I mean, I made some of the month I made $500, but I had $700 in fees for shipping stuff in.
Yeah.
But I'm over that now, so I started doing a little bit of that FBA now on just to outcast these fees a little bit, and it works great.
You mean you're doing MF now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Two.
So how does the MF look like? Like what kind of system are you using to get your items listed, and how are you organizing them so when the book sells, you know exactly where it is?
That's a good question. I not always do. Easy go-to lister, same stuff, just as MF, and then
Are you taking the ticket and are you putting it in the book and then put it in a box, or are you putting it on the shelf?
No, I put them all on the shelf. Every single book that's behind me is on Amazon right now.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see it, but maybe I can make it happen. Sometimes you see them little stickers here. There's a little sticker on this one.
Yeah, I see them.
That tells me pretty much either what it is or what date. I have some areas here in the living room that are sorted after date when I put them on. So my setup is, like yesterday I put stuff on. It's 11.27 point, and then whatever it is. Is it a used one? Is it a new looking one? Or is it a rough one? You know, and that's how I separate my stuff. I new in my setup means it has a barcode that I can scan. It's in very good condition or like new condition, and that's how I put it on Amazon then. And then good is it maybe has a barcode, sometimes not, sometimes internal ISBN numbers. And then the rough stuff is where stuff I gotta research, and that's mostly under the shelf somewhere in boxes or beside the shelf or on top, you know.
Okay.
And I have my crazy system, and most parts. Yesterday I sold almost 50 books, and I was able to find them all within 2-3 minutes. And I have 1,800 books right now here. Nice. Plus, I got 4 more boxes to go through. Right.
So Cyber Monday was pretty good for you.
Yeah, 506. I made $560 in sales yesterday, or almost 50 books. Yeah,
nice.
That was the first time that big.
How many of those were FBA and how many were MF?
Let me check quick. I'm honestly.
So how much do you have at FBA now? Do you still have a decent amount?
Oh yeah, I got over 1,000 still in FBA. Let me week to date. 21 of them were FBA and the rest was FBM.
Nice.
Yep.
Isn't FBMing fun? Like it just like feels. It makes you feel more productive, and it makes you feel like you're making more money than you are. Like whenever I sold a book FBM, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm running a real business. And whenever I check my FBA sales, something, even to this day, I've been selling for like 6 years now. Something just doesn't feel real about it. Like I look at my FBA sales and I see it and I'm like, this is great. I did 3,000 in sales today. But something feels real when you take the item, you put it in a box and you ship it out. Like it's just like a mental thing.
Well, it's like yesterday. It was really a proud thing too, a little bit. When I picked the box up, 7 boxes I think I picked up on Sunday. I carried them in Sunday night and some of them even yesterday morning. And then I sit here and I said, oh, I should put them on. Come on. And set my stuff up on my desk here beside me. And then did the scanning stuff and upload it. And then like, okay, I'm going to go back to bed, get a little nap in. And so while I was laying there, it's like, beep, 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 beep. I said, what? Stuff already selling, and I look at the item numbers, and they're all like 1127, 1127, 1127. I said, dude, as much as everybody praises the FBA, and it's a great system, thanks to Amazon for doing it, but this is the real deal. If
Yeah.
you put something on the same day and an hour later it sells for what you are asking for, I mean, it can't be better than that.
Yeah. And so what are you putting in your SKU?
In my SKU,
What information? You have the date in your SKU?
I got the date and then whatever condition it is.
Okay.
And mostly FBM, FBA. Sometimes if I send stuff FBA, then it has FBA in it. And
Okay.
if I leave it, I tried so many different systems in the last month. And I think the date, the condition is pretty much the best I can go.
Okay. You're not putting source. Are you tracking source at all?
No.
Okay. Because almost all your source is just from pickups.
Yep. Most of it. I did one big mistake about 3 months ago. Just when I started, I went to a lady and she offered me a lot of books for a decent price, and I said okay. And I looked at a couple, and there were all these novels there right behind me, there, big ones there, and all these high number, high volume printed novels, and I said, oh yeah, everybody needs to have them. And I bought like, I don't know, 500 of them for $400 or some shit like that. And yeah, I lost my ass on them.
Yeah. Wait. Show me an example. Can you pick one up? Is like the mass market.
Yeah. The mass market ones.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You got all these. Now I can't get an idea of what the. Let me see if I can find one here. I got a couple of them over here too. Oh no, not really. The mass market big ones, paperback. They're the Rainbow Six guy and Daniel Steele. Daniel Steele was a big mistake too. Nicholas Parker was actually a pretty good deal.
You're right that they sell fast, but they don't sell for enough.
No,
they sell for like $6 to $7 used, which just isn't enough to make profit.
No.
FBA.
FBA, absolutely not. And that's where I really was in the beginning wrong too. I never counted the mass of FBA fees in it. So like every time they unload your box, they touch your book, there's a fee. They put it on a shelf, it's a fee. They take it out of the shelf, it's a fee. And then at one point I was so dumb. I got scared and I said, I can't sell all the books for $5. I lose all my money. I'm going to send them all back. Yeah, that didn't work either. 400 books sent back.
Yeah.
That was expensive. That was expensive, yeah.
I mean, they're almost charging $2 per now.
Yep. But if you learn all this stuff, I think if I would have listened to your program more, to most of the other programs more, and not only the part that I wanted to listen to, then I would have learned a lot more. But hey, I made my.
Did you go through like my 5-day workshop or starthumble.com or?
Yeah, I went through the 5-chapter. Was it 5-chapter thing?
The 5-day book selling workshop.
Yep. And then at first I did actually. I think the first one I did was I listened a lot to Reezy, but he went then to the online arbitrage, and I mean that's at some point maybe my goal, but I really kind of got connected to the books now. I really kind of like it, and with GoToLister it's so easy, and I don't have to mess around with stuff. And right now I still have the local source, so at some point the market might be done, and then I have to go a different route. But for now, I think I'm really good the way I'm going. But I went with your Hustle University program, and stuff like that. But I'm not a patient guy. I'm like I can't sit there for 3 hours and watch 4 videos. Like sometimes I have you guys on my TV here right beside me running while I'm reading something else or doing something, or even still I got the Golden State Picker right now. Running while I'm doing books, that's a side thing, and I'm hearing a couple things, but it's not that I'm paying totally attention 100% to it, like I should maybe.
Get the golden nuggets. I mean, that's what I would do. I would go out and I would scan for like 4 hours a day, and I would put like Reezy resells on, just listen, and like one little thing could help you out so much, like free UPS pickups or free UPS labels or some strategy for getting books, like just any little thing. So
the label thing is really a big thing, and I knew a little bit about selling online before eBay. I did eBay years back, and so I knew USPS was pretty good and getting you supplies and stuff too. But it's all this priority mail now. Now they charge you an arm and a leg, you know. And it's you get the free envelopes if you do priority mail, but you pay double what media mail pays. You know, and on some of these books that I'm dealing with, it's that $4 that are mine, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So I like not to separate myself with them, and shipping supplies are expensive right now. I had some days here that I was sitting there and I was folding books into paper and taping them and sending them out. Like, damn, so many books in a short amount of time that I just ran out of supplies.
Are you dropping all these off at the post office?
No,
or you
they're coming. They come. I have everyday schedule. I told them I have a minimum of about 5 and I have a maximum about 50, and they say, okay, we come. The only one I have to drop off is UPS. And if I send anything to FBA, I still got to drop it off, because UPS wants either a permanent schedule or it's a long period of getting them here. And it's like, I'm dead rural. It's crazy.
What's a secret you've learned that's helped you grow your Amazon business?
Oh, huh. You mean a skill that? Well, I think patience is one thing. You know, it's really, you're not become a millionaire over time. Even if you and Reezy and Rake and all, you know, they're like, hey, you can get rich fast, yeah. Yeah, sure. That might work, and I'm sure it works for you guys, but I think it's less is sometimes more. And in my
I never, for full disclaimer, I never say that. I say if you put the work in, which I don't think a lot of people do, but if you actually put, like, let's say 40 to 80 hours in a week to a reselling business, I believe that you can make like a ridiculous amount of money. Because my best friends now that all sell on Amazon, and they all make like 6 figures plus, and they sell 7 figures on Amazon. But if you get in this business and you expect to work 4 hours a week and get a 40-hour a week paycheck, no. You know, so.
And you know, and sometimes it's I think the nice thing about this business, or this whole Amazon thing, is you can scale it whatever you want it to be. Yeah. So if you want to be the 6-7 figure guy, put the work in, you can reach it. But if you like, I have 4 kids. I got a wife that works crazy shifts, and I got animals and stuff too. I got a household to take care of too. So I do my 3-4 hours a day. Some days I do an hour. Sometimes I do 8 hours when I have it, you know, and just throw books on. In the beginning it was more. Now it's scaled down a little bit since I have the inventory, and I'm kind of now set. I'm gonna let it slow down a little bit. I'm hoping to sell most of my FBA stuff out over the holiday time, so that when this expensive holiday fees are gone, then I can send more in again. And that's my plan. That's what I want to do. So I'm over the summer.
On what you can send in? They didn't.
No. It's just a point that I just, my fees were dumb, and I didn't see a sense in it. Yes, it takes a lot of living room space away and stuff now, but I think if I'm staying in this level that I am and add another 100 here or another 200 there, I have a wide variety of books, and if I find a couple of gems, I can throw them on and make some money. But next spring, when all these expensive fees are done, then I will send a little bit more in, and maybe by the end of next year I have 10,000 books in my FBA inventory, you know. But I definitely not doing it in prime holiday time again.
Yeah, make sure you send good stuff in. All right, what's your system? So how many months have you been selling on Amazon?
We started in August, so it's about 3.5 now.
Okay, yeah. So you're still pretty early. What are you doing for older inventory to get rid of it? Do you have a system yet for that? Okay.
I tried the sending back thing, and it's freaking expensive. I tried to do the liquidation. I got nothing out of it. And the destroy, I mean, that's the same as sending back. It's just freaking expensive.
Okay. Let me show you something real quick.
Okay.
If I can log in here. there's a pretty cool tool. Let me see if I can access it. All right, I'll share my screen real quick. This is what we do, or what we did for when I had a bunch of old CDs and DVDs. This is the tool we would use. So it's at restock.thebookflipper.com. And it takes a report from Amazon that looks at your inventory's age, what the current sales rank is, and what the price is. And I think the tool actually tells you how much profit you would make. Let's see if it loads or not. But it creates like a really cool graph, like a dotted graph that lets you know. Might just have to pull up the video. This graph tells you like, okay, you have this many books that are high rank, which will never sell, and are low profit. So you want to get rid of these books here. So if you look, these are all, so the more right we go, this is a higher sales rank books, and the lower down we go, that's the lower profit. So these green books are low rank and high profit. So this is kind of what you want. All these are green. Yep. But all these red books are high rank. They're above 2 million, and they're also like less than $10 sales price. I don't know if this tool tells you profit or not, but it certainly tells you what the sales price is. And so it's going off of like, let's just say less than, you can set the rule. Let's see what this is less than $20 low prime. So these books aren't going to make you that much. And so what you should do is you can still use this tool. You have to rearrange the report because Caleb, the book flipper, he made this right before he retired. And then Amazon changed the report. So if you want to use this tool, you can go to restock.thebookflipper.com. And we actually offer, if you're a go-to-lister user, we'll help you out and rearrange the report for you. All you have to do is like email us at support@gotolister.com if you have an account and say, hey, I want to take you up on your offer for restock.thebookflipper.com. Can you help me get my report? And then my team knows how to tell you what report to download. And they'll just there's like a couple columns you just have to move. And then you upload that to restock.thebookflipper.com. You can set these ranges. So you can say, I want to trash anything that's over 2 million rank, which is not very good, and maybe like less than $15 or less than $20. Then what you can do is you can actually export all the books and upload them to your Amazon account and do a removal order. Or it might even be better these days, because when Caleb made this tool, I don't think this was an option. Now you can do liquidation. So what I recommend is you're getting to that point where you've almost been selling for 5 months-ish now. So you should probably look at books that are getting old, that are about to hit long-term storage fees, and either pay the $2 removal fee or whatever it is, or there's another option for liquidation, which basically Amazon finds someone who will buy the book for you, like a vendor, at like a 10% of its sales value price. So that's better than nothing. So like I would try and liquidate what you can. I've personally never done it, but I've heard good things about it. And then don't remove it to yourself, because you'll just be left with old fucking books. I would just dispose of them. And that's a system that we were doing like every 2 weeks. But now the extent of my book business, I sell all on a partner's account for restricted inventory. Shout out restricted. Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome to the free. So now he's got a really good inventory management system. So I don't really do that anymore. But that's what I was doing when I had like 10,000 plus CDs on my account.
Oof.
Yeah.
See, I thought about this DVD. I actually have a whole collection of DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff too. And I thought, oh, cool, I'm gonna go and do that too. And yeah, I'm gated still on that. So I gotta go.
It's easy. It's easy to get ungated. Do you know how to get ungated?
As far as I know, what I read is doing a wholesale order somewhere.
Yeah, you can do that. That's the old way though. Like Reezy talks about that.
Yep.
Reezy's old though. He doesn't know the new tricks. So this is what you do. It's literally so simple these days to get ungated in CDs and DVDs or video games. Go to christianbook.com. Literally just type in CD. Find the cheapest CD you can. Like if you can pay less than $1 for it, do it. Buy 10 of them. And then also so like here's some pretty cheap ones. But you can find, here's $8, $80 you can get ungated. You could get ungated for less. find the cheapest one. I bet you can find one for $2, and then you buy 10 of them. That's a $20 order, and do the same thing for DVDs. Now, there used to be a rumor, like if you go watch Reezy's old videos, and it's not his fault, he just didn't know. Everybody was saying that you had to buy DVDs over $25 MSRP. So what we would do is we would find the DVD that was more than $25 on Amazon and on the website, and we would buy it. But that's bullshit. You don't need to buy one that's over $25. You can get ungated, period. So here's one for $5.
Yeah.
So the only rule I have is make sure that you actually can't sell the DVD on Amazon. So just find the UPC or search it. Make sure you're actually gated in it, because there are some CDs and there are some DVDs that everybody can sell. Find the ones you can't, and make sure that, you know, even if it's $2 on this website, make sure you can't sell it on Amazon, then buy 10 of them. Upload that invoice, make sure everything on the invoice matches your Amazon account, and you'll get ungated. And you might have to apply 10, 15 times, but make sure the invoice has the correct information. It's got 10 units of the item you're trying to get approved for, and it has your address on it, and you'll get ungated. So you should be able to get ungated like within a week if you do that.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it works, man.
Because like I said, I have tons of them, and I got 3 video gaming kids that constantly want to buy new and old and get rid of stuff and new stuff. So yeah. That's definitely something to do.
Do you come across much CDs and DVDs on your free hookup?
I could. I'm sure. I'm just right now. I'm denying most of them. I found a couple tapes and weird little. I got 2 or 3 CDs. I got actually in my inventory right now. That some audiobooks and stuff, but that was more accident thing. Just picked them up and hey, what is this? Okay. But I had audio cassette, old medical cassettes and psychology. I do a lot. For some reason, I end up with a lot of psychology books and medical books, and I had a bunch of audio tapes thingies. But I looked at what they're worth, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to deal with all that money and all that shipping. This big thing was like a big thing, that huge with 10 or 12 audio cassettes in it, and shipping it and stuff. And it was only worth like $112, $115. I said I said no, I don't want to deal with that. So I just have it here, but I have never put it on Amazon. Just.
Did you ever end up selling those big encyclopedias?
No. I actually stopped doing them. I still have them. You want them? Make a good deal. I do the low number ones. You know, like okay, if there's only 6 of a one or so, I do them. I have a couple like the Predator's Bible, I think they're called. That's 6. So then I have another Reader's Digest one that's only like 6 or 7. I do them, and they're some of them, you know. It's the same with the Reader's Digest condensed books. I can throw you a box of them, but there's some that I sell and some don't. And it's weird. It's a lot of stuff that I have. I think there's a lot of stuff that people want to put in collections or want to add. Oh, I got 3 of these, but I have the one missing, so they're buying it. And it's stuff that sells even in higher rankings. I mean, I can't. Yeah, the lower ranking stuff definitely sells really good and really fast, but I sold stuff that was in higher rankings too.
Nice. What's the biggest piece of advice you'd have for the version of you back in July who was just getting started, and that version of you wants to hit the sales that you have? What advice would you have for them?
Put the work in. Never give up. That's really the fastest one. Even if Amazon says you didn't make money, just keep going. Feed the beast.
Yeah.
You gotta feed it. It's kind of like the golden goose, you know. You gotta put food in to get the golden egg out.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's sometimes it's hard work. FBA works definitely. FBM works sometimes better. It depends on what works best for you.
What's the number one sourcing tactic you would tell somebody starting out?
Starting out?
Yeah.
If you have the money to start up the right way, Well, a startup, I would spend the money in a scanner, get the software, and then just go and scan, and you find the golden goose faster than I can find it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got more inventory.
So walk me through like when you decide, how are you deciding an item's good to sell on Amazon if you're not using Scout IQ?
I just put them here on my desk, and I'm running through the turbo list, go-to lister, and if it says it's not at least $10 profit, then I just throw it away. Then it goes in the donation aisle.
And then how are you determining it? So you're doing a lot of this just MF.
Yep, FBA needs to be at least $15.
At least $15 profit.
Yep.
And any sales rank range or no?
No.
Okay.
I should maybe.
Yeah, you probably should. Yeah, I would definitely consider if you're going to send something high rank to FBA, make sure it's making you a lot of profit. Like,
yeah.
Generally, I'll show you kind of like what my triggers are. Scout IQ is pretty good triggers, like for beginners.
I tried it out, and like I said, I got the keeper bar, and I tried it out with just the phone and just to look, and it was just, I feel like a dum-dum sometimes. Here in my local stores, everybody knows us, so it's like I'm standing there in the thrift store like the creeper and trying to scan something quick, you know. I just feel dumb.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So this is go-to lister smart pricing.
Yep.
But it's very similar to Scout IQ's triggers. So like this is what your phone will do for you. And this is what go-to lister does when it prices items for you. But this is what your phone can do for you. Or even if you don't use an app, you're just using this Amazon seller app, this is how you can mentally think about it. So if it's between one sales rank and 125,000, we want to look at all FBA offers. So we want to look at FBA slot 4, which is the fourth lowest FBA offer, which is oftentimes higher than the buy box price. And so we're being pretty generous with, we're being pretty liberal with what we think we can sell the book for. So if it's a $30 textbook and the fourth FBA offer, which means that's 4 pricing positions away from the lowest FBA offer, oftentimes that fourth FBA offer is $10, $15, $20 higher. So we're saying, yeah, this book might be $30 today, but we think we can probably sell it for $45 because that's a fourth FBA slot, because we're pretty confident those other 3 FBA offers are just going to sell out in enough time by the time our book sells. So that's for really fast selling books. And as we go down these triggers, you can see we get to the point where we're doing 900,000 sales rank to 2.1 million. This is a pretty broad range here. And so what we're doing is we're just comparing to the buy box. So for everything in this range, we're just looking at the buy box price. And if we go over 2.1 million, we're not even comparing to the buy box anymore. We're starting to look at used slot 2 and used slot 1. So we're just looking at the lowest price. Like, what is the lowest price for this book? Because that's probably what we have to sell it for. And so go-to lister does this for you automatically when you're listing to help you price smarter and make more profit. But Scout IQ does this as you're sourcing, so you get notified when the books are profitable. So that's kind of like, and I don't recommend sending in too many books, because with Scout IQ, there's actually profit triggers too. So like, this is just telling you what we're going to price the book at, but Scout IQ will tell you, like, for 125,000, usually I want to make at least $4 profit minimum on a book. So like that would be my cutoff. So if the sales rank's less than 125,000, I want to make at least $4 on it. But if it's like, let's say 2.1 million plus, personally, I better be making 40, 50 bucks to be sending in a 2.1 million ranked book to FBA. Because if you send, let's just say you send 10 2 million ranked books to FBA, I want to make at least $40 per book. And so even if only one of those books sell, or let's just say two of those books sell, boom, I made 80 bucks. 8 of them I'm paying removal fees for. Let's just say I pay $2 per removal fee. So now I'm paying $16 in removal fees, but I made $80 minus FBA fees. I made $60 after FBA fees. $60 back in my bank account. Then Amazon subtracted $16 from the payout. So I'm left with $44. I'm still up positive. I would play that game all day. In that scenario, if only 20% of my inventory sells, I will load Amazon the fuck up. And I'll take the loss on 80% of my inventory because I know the 20% that does sell is going to make me the profit. Now, on the flip side, if it's a really fast selling book, people in the past used to send in like 50-cent books to Amazon, and a lot of them are out of business today because their whole business model is fucked. But a lot of these bulk booksellers would send in literally, like, I thought they were crazy. Even when I talked back to them in 2020, they'd be sending in 50-cent profit books. And you can't do that today because if you send a 50-cent profit book in and you're sending tens of thousands of 50-cent profit books, well, guess what? If those books don't sell, even if 20% of them don't sell, which on average 20% of your books won't sell, then you're paying on 10,000 books. That's 2,000 books that you're paying removal fees on. You're paying $2 per book. You're paying $4,000 in removal fees. And then the 80% that did sell, you're only making 50 cents on. So you're only making $4,000. So it's canceling out. You know what I mean? Like, it literally cancels out. Yep. So don't send cheap books to Amazon is kind of the philosophy there.
That's I think the issue that I had in the beginning too, that I sent too much that was too cheap, and then too much at all. But a lot of stuff was like only where I made like $4, $5, $10 profit, and then after fees, like, oh, there's not much left for me.
Right. What do you think a common myth is that you maybe believed in when you started out that you found out, okay, this is a myth, this is not true about selling on Amazon?
That it's easy.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. It's a lot of work, and it's Amazon makes it easy, I'm sure, and I'm sure Amazon is very fast in taking the money that they deserve or they think they need to have. So the fees always go first before you make money, and so that's Jeff Bezos buys a rocket before I get a rocket.
Yeah. I heard he might become the CEO again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved to Miami, and now he might be the CEO of Amazon again.
Ah. Maybe he's working a little bit less money.
Yeah.
Well, now that they got the deal with the NASA, I hope we can get a little less fees.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty crazy that they're trying to go to space. I feel like Elon Musk truly wants to go to Mars, but I feel like Jeff Bezos is just kind of doing it because he's got the money, and he's just like, fuck it, like, let's go to space.
Well, I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I thought I heard it somewhere in a video on YouTube running in the background that Jeff Bezos in one of his beginning days actually offered Dolly Parton $100,000, and she was asking him why, and he said, "Oh, just because I like you." Dolly Parton had plenty of enough money. But apparently, I don't know if it's a true story or not. I thought I watch a lot of documentations, and especially on YouTube, about Musk and Bezos and all these rich people. Now
the Amazon Savages podcast is spreading rumors about Bezos.
I might have heard it.
I don't know if you heard what happened to me this summer with Amazon, but basically, I'll never be able to sell on Amazon again personally under my name. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah. So long story short, I started restrictedinventory.com back in 2019 as like a young college kid. And I was sourcing books all over the country. And I developed like a small following, same that I have here on YouTube. And I said, hey, everybody send me your textbooks and I'll sell them for you on my account because I can sell them, you can't. And basically for like 4 years, I was selling people's textbooks on my account, and my account got shut down for selling a counterfeit book on accident, which it probably was counterfeit, but I sold it on accident because there's a lot of used counterfeit books. So what I did was I was resourceful enough to partner with other booksellers that had accounts that could sell textbooks. I did this 4 times. So 4 accounts were shut down for selling textbooks. And then Amazon, I traveled to Colombia, I traveled to Barcelona, my team's in the Philippines. And so we have logins to all these accounts in all these different countries. And so Amazon looks at me as this person sold counterfeit books and they're logging in from all over the world.
And so they just said, you can never sell on Amazon again. And I
Oh.
appealed it, and I paid the law firm that said I was selling fake books. We settled 20 grand, and they reactivated my account. And then, so the law firm was cool with it. The law firm that testifies for the textbooks. And then Amazon said, we're not cool with you because you have multiple accounts. And so they just shut me down for life. And so I think if Jeff Bezos and I like talked, like I settled with the brand, I never intentionally sold counterfeit items. Like I think Jeff Bezos would give me my account back. And I wrote all the executives and everything, and they just like weren't budging. So what did I do? I just created another account. I got suspended for multiple account policy violation, and so I just created another account. And like some people might be like, "Well, it's so stupid for you to post this on YouTube." I truly don't think that they're even looking into this scenario, because I think if they looked into it and somebody had a brain, I think they would give me my account back, because I truly didn't even do anything wrong. And but we also partnered with someone at Restricted Inventory. The reason why Restricted Inventory still exists, shout out restrictedinventory.com.
Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome.
Is because we partnered with an Amazon account that is approved by the brand and by Amazon to sell these titles. So if you guys use restrictedinventory.com and you send your textbooks, instead of going on one of my bootleg accounts, now they're going on an account that's approved to sell these books. And we vet them for counterfeits. And if they're not counterfeit, which most aren't, we sell them on Amazon FBA and split the profits with you. Have you come across any textbooks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you restricted in them?
No, I had no problem having them online, but most of them that I found are either dead used, that they're just, not that worth much. I got a UW platform right here, and I was hoping I get more into textbooks, but I haven't found a dozen maybe yet.
Yeah, so we only take $20 tops now. Yeah. So we used to take 50. We used to, like, if you sold $100 profit book, we would take $50 and you would take 50, but now we just pay you 80 and we cap ourselves at 20. So that was actually my partner's idea. So Merry Christmas.
Good coffee.
Tell us a little bit about you're from Germany. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up in America.
Well, I came with my ex-wife over here. Ended up in rural Southwest Wisconsin, at a beautiful area, and fell in love with it. So I stayed, and now I'm here 13 years later. Yeah, 2008.
My family's got a place in Copenhagen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there was one. I got interviewed on a podcast by an Amazon seller. He was from Germany, so.
I actually never looked if there's any. I communicate with my parents quite often still over in Germany, and when I told her that my mom told I'm doing Amazon and stuff, and they do a lot of ordering from Amazon too, and she said, "Oh, that's cool, and that's new," and but I haven't talked to her last 2 months really to tell her much about how good it was or how bad it was. Give her an update, but she said that they don't know anybody over there personally that sells anywhere online. I think one of their family members was having their own website, but it was completely different, I think, technology stuff that they were selling.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did back in the days in Germany when in 2000. Oh, when was it? 2005. I was hustling websites.
Mm-hmm.
I was web space and online radio stations. When you remember when they were the thing?
Radio stations online.
Yeah. We got online radio stations where they had like music servers and stuff, and all these private dudes were doing their little DJing stuff, and it was crazy.
Dude, I've been YouTube since I was like 8th grade. Like I use YouTube for everything.
That was way before YouTube, dude. That was 2004, 2005. YouTube, I'm sure, was there, but
yeah, it was just starting out.
Yeah, just starting out. I mean, that was short after the whole Napster thing and stuff. I mean, I'm 45 years old. I seen a lot of technology come and go, and one thing that definitely is definitely staying on the market for a while and dominating the market is YouTube and Amazon.
Yeah.
Them two you know, I always thought about this YouTube thing sometimes too, but I just I'm right now I'm thinking more about the
You
sandwich
would crush it, man, with that background, with that beard. Like, be like, Golden State Picker's got a beard, right?
thing. Yep.
Yeah, you could do it, man.
Yeah. I thought about it.
I would just shoot a video and just show your process. I think
Yeah.
you'd crush it. It's fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm like I said, I watch you guys and I've seen how much fun you guys have and doing it, and it's
Yeah.
really, yes, it's a lot of hard work lifting the shit around books and stuff, and especially
Yeah.
for me when I go get them. I had the Sunday when I picked them up, it was like out of a 4th floor attic, so carrying books down the staircase is like super steep, and yeah, that was.
What are
fun.
you doing with your dud books?
Donating.
Okay, you donated them, right?
Yeah.
But you're donating everything?
If it's junk, I throw it away. You know,
Okay.
I have a connection here to the local recycling station. There's
Oh,
some
nice.
that just wing me in. Yeah, I have cardboard or books or something, and then everything that's broken or that's really nothing worth goes into the dump and it's get destroyed the right way. And then everything that's at least worth for the local thrift stores, it's gonna get donated.
Mm-hmm. So I know I've kind of already asked this question, but I like to ask my guest, what tools do you use for your business?
My laptop, my hand scanner, a scale,
Mhm.
and I have my car. I have an old piece of shit Subaru. It works, but it's a station wagon. That's the nice part about it.
Yeah, you can fit a lot in there, man.
Yeah. I had over 700 books in there once. My
Mm-hmm.
wife has a Jeep, and I took one pickup. I took her car, and it was about 500 I could fit in it. But she was hanging. She was like driving home, like squatted a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most important is my phone. Honestly, I think I couldn't do much.
And you're
without
just using Seller app.
Yep.
On your phone.
Seller app, and then I got Keeper on it too, and I think I got Scout IQ downloaded, but I'm not paying for it at the moment because I'm not really going out and scanning a lot.
Right. And then to list, you're using Go-To Lister, scan the book. What are you using to label the books?
Just labels. I got my
Like a roll-up printer. What kind of printer?
An inkjet printer, HP desktop.
Okay.
I think it's a 3000 or 3000 something. I had that stuff before. So my laptop, I got a gaming laptop. I got an extra monitor set up, and then my printer I had anyways, the Wi-Fi one. I can print from phone and stuff. And then I use the labels. I want to get me one of them thermal printers now because
Get one of these roll-ups.
Yeah, but I was looking at into the Wi-Fi one, and everybody says they suck so bad.
No, get the wired one. 150
Okay.
bucks. Wired. You can print. You can get free UPS labels for life. So go to ups.com, set up a business account. You get free shipping labels for FBA for life, and then I have recommended supplies. If you want to just type in Roma the Roamer Rollo printer, go to that video, and in the description I got supplies. There's really cheap labels we use, 30334 labels, and you just adjust this down and it prints. Every time you scan a book on Go-To Lister, instantly.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You'll be able to label so much faster that way.
Yeah. I actually seen that video, and that was the first one when I started doing it. Shit, I gotta go with Go-To Lister, and it's still. I mean, I got my desk table set up, and I put my books there, and I scan them, and then I mostly wait till I got 30 together, and then I print them, and then I throw them on when I send them FBA. But for the stuff that I have here, it makes no sense
I have so many labels for books that, like, I have enough for like years, like just like for my mom's business, like just they probably each have like 800 to 1,000 labels per roll. So if we were doing MF, which she's not, but if she was doing MF like you, Go-To Lister can actually print labels that have all the information for the book on it, and you can just slip it inside. And so you can have tags, you can have sections dedicated to this is the area for books that start with 1, and then this is the area for books that start with 2. So you can have like go all the way up to like 400. So you can have all these different sections with different numbers in it, or maybe a different indicator, like you have date or something like that. Then you can look at the SKU and you can be like, oh, kind of like how libraries do. Like you can go to the different section and just know exactly where it is. So that's also an option.
I gotta try that out for sure.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend getting a Rollo printer. But I actually got another podcast right now, so I got to run. Where can people find you at?
Grouchy Unicorn Wisconsin at gmail.com or Grouchy Unicorn on Amazon.
Awesome. All right, brother. Thanks so much for coming on.
No problem.